Hello, students. I'm Anupam Mishra, and I have been teaching English for about 15 years now. I am here to take the session on time management today. I hope that you will be interested to attend this session because this is one of the most uh, difficult problem for our new generation to manage their time along with the social media and all the kind of competitive environment that they are in. So we will just check on a few of the things with which we can work upon, and we can find out that how we can manage our time in this limited time which we are talking about. Like, I should tell you about myself. When I was a teacher in a school, and throughout the day I was spending time, and I have always been a great learner, so I wanted to learn so many things. I should tell you that I have learned NLP. I'm an NLP practitioner. I've learned a few psychotherapies like REBT and CBT. I'm a yoga practitioner, Zumba practitioner. So I should tell that I am a lifelong learner. Being a teacher, when you want to learn something new, it's really challenging job, isn't it? So there I wanted to manage my time, and I used to feel, oh my god, there should be more than 24 hours in a day so that I can learn so many things and I can share it with all my friends. But you see, we are limited with that 24 hours, and we have to use it very wisely. And I learned, and that's the reason what I learned, I'm trying to share it with everyone who can get benefited with that. And right now I claim myself as teenagers coach because I have been dealing with teenagers for about 15 years. So hope that this session will be fruitful to you, and you would be really interested to learn everything that I'll be sharing in this. So again, I should tell you one thing. It's not about teaching or learning. I won't be telling anything new to you, but I'll be just sharing my own experiences and everything that I have learned from my own mentors who have taught me so well that how we can manage our energy to manage our time. So this session we will be just talking about managing our time so that we can move ahead and talk about managing our energy. So let's see what it is in time management. Like, once I ask you a few questions like, how do you spend your time? What are the areas where you spend most of your time? Like right now, if I say I spend most of my time in learning new things, as many things I can learn. I keep on meeting new people. I love traveling. I love roaming around and looking at the nature, admiring the things around me. That's my favorite hobby. I love painting. I love singing. I love dancing. You might say, oh my God, what's this? You love so many things. What does that mean? It means that I love everything that is good. I love everything that is positive. And that's why I'm here to share everything that I have learned in my own life. So once I ask you, what are the areas where you spend most of your time? Like, you might be telling that I spend most of my time watching some movies, watching some video games, or someone doing something else, or just thinking. So whatever you do, that makes your whole destiny. So like, if you say I love reading books and I keep on reading, of course that will help you in some way or the other way. I love writing, of course that will help you in some or the other way. But once you say something that is not benefiting you in any way, like you say that I listen to so many news channels throughout the day and it is not bringing any impact in your life, then that's actually wastage of time. So you need to decide. You are the best judge to take a decision and find out that which thing that you are going to do is going to help you out, and which thing, if you do, is just wastage of time. Okay. Now, like, some of the time you'll say that I am not able to take time for this thing. Now, what are the things for which you are not able to take time? That is also very important question, because it happens that you want to do so many things and suddenly you find that, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do that, and suddenly you find, oh my God, I can't do that thing. Now, what are those things that you are really like willing to do, you want to do, but you're not taking out time for that? Like, a few of the students of mine, they say that I want to write, ma'am, but I don't get time to write. So a few of the students say that I want to sing, I want to practice singing, but I'm not getting time to sing or practice singing. So what are all these areas where you are really putting your intention, you want to do that, but you don't find any time in your daily 24 hours routine to go ahead with that? Now, what makes you more upset? this question is again very important question where you need to identify whether wasting some time that you have done that makes you upset, or it makes you upset that you couldn't do that thing in the limited time which was given. All these things are important to understand yourself. Like, look, for every door, when we say that we have to do something, the way is always over there. You have to first find out what you need to do, like which door you need to open, which door you want to explore. So first you have to find out it within. You have to introspect that what is the thing that I really want to do, what is the thing that I never want to do, what makes me more upset. So with that you will find that way out that you have to go ahead with. Okay, now what makes you procrastinate things? A few of you are like lazy. You tell that I'm so lazy in going ahead with that. Writing is very tough, my fingers start paining when I start writing. So all these kind of excuses are just for procrastination. So whatever way you are procrastinating, what makes you procrastinate? Like you really think that the task is too tough, it's not for you, or you can do it later, or it's too easy for you. Whatever comes to your mind because of which you are procrastinating, take a notebook of yours, take a pen, pause this video now and just write the answers to all these questions. Half of the battle is won at this point when you have already explored yourself. You have introspected that what you are, where you are, and whatever you are doing, why you are doing that. When you get the answer of all these questions, half of your battle is won, my dear friend. Okay, so now you can ask that what are the things for which you don't take much time? Like just now we explored about you are not able to take out some time for something. Now you have time, still you think that you should not give that thing much of time. Okay, and in that you also think that if you have been given that thing, you should finish it as soon as you can because you don't like it, so somehow you have to finish it. Like a few of the kids, if you give something to write, and they will finish the whole page within 1 or 2 minutes and they will give it back to you. Look, I have given you this thing, now I don't need to do that. And what are the things where you take more time? Like it's so soothing, it's so peaceful for you while you're doing it, that you just keep on doing that. You take more and more time in that's what are those things. You explore all these things, note it down, take some time, play a good music for you, and write the answers to all these questions. And you see, half of your battle is already won. You are a good manager of time at this point of time. Now let's move ahead and find out what you are really dealing with. Like, isn't this the situation familiar with you all? Even in our corporate jobs, if you talk about, in teaching jobs, we talk about. Sometimes in teaching job, I should tell you, when we get all the papers from all the students at one time, like I'm teaching from 6th standard to 12th standard. So it varied in different years, different classes I have been teaching. So once all the classes papers are given to us for correction, at that time we are like, oh my God, where shall I start with? Shall I start with 9th standard, 10th standard, 11th, 12th? What shall I start with? And in that we are like, oh my God, let's give us some time and sleep for a while, take rest, and then we can start with. So most of the time you might have felt that when you're burdened with so many things, you want to relax, give yourself some time, and then you move ahead, isn't it? So yes, that's again not a bad thing you can talk about. It's not no harm in just taking a rest and then going ahead with a pile of work that you have been given to. So as a student, maybe you are burdened with so many assignments at the same time, and then you have to prepare for your examination as well. Apart from that, maybe there is some of the hobbies for which you are preparing for, and at that time you feel like, oh my God, what shall I do first? Where shall I start with? So look, it is very lucrative for you to start with something that is very much interesting. Don't you do that? You start with something that is very interesting, and then at the end you feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired now. Now I can't do anything. So better way is not to start with a lucrative thing that is really very interesting. When you are energetic, when you are refreshed, start with something that is difficult. Now we'll talk about many more tips later on so that you can manage your whole busy schedule. You say we talk about time management, so much of busy schedule throughout the day, so many things to be done, and then you feel, oh my God, where shall I start with? What is the first thing I should do? What is the thing that I should not do? What is the thing where I should put more time and energy? So all these things we'll be discussing one by one, and I hope that whatever we'll be sharing here, whatever we are interacting here will be really fruitful for you. So yes, you might be asking, how? What are you going to tell? Is there some rocket science that you're going to share it with us? Not at all, my dear friends, not at all. I'm not going to share anything that is specific. There are all the successful people in this world, whichever name you're taking, whoever is your idol, just look at their whole journey, whole life's journey. That will teach you the same lesson. Whether you talk about my idol, Abdul Kalam Azad. So Abdul Kalam, the way he has lived his life, you see, he is an inspiration for not just his own village where he was in Rameshwaram, and then not the whole country itself, but the whole world. He's an inspiration for the whole world. When you talk about Mahatma Gandhi, when you talk about Nelson Mandela, when you talk about Marie Curie, you find out whoever has been successful, Sachin Tendulkar, Lata Mangeshkar, Amitabh Bachchan, whichever name you take, any of the successful personality, your favorite, Shah Rukh Khan, Hrithik Roshan, how have they come to this position? Now, if you have heard about that hockey player, Dhyan Chand, have you heard his story? You know, it is said, even my mentor told me that how he managed to be the magician hockey player. When everyone used to sleep at night, he was still playing. He was still playing throughout the night in the moonlight. That much dedicated he was to hockey. See, look at this desperation, how he was interested to be such a brilliant hockey player that people know him as the magician hockey player. You can read his story. That's so inspiring. So it was not that he had some charismatic character gifted by God, and because of that only he could be that. He had that one thing, perseverance, patience, which made him to practice more and more and use the perfection of himself. You see, we all can be perfect in whatever we want to be. It's all up to you how much you are going to practice. So let's see that how he managed his time, how he got his time from his sleep routine, from the other routine, that he became some sort of magician. You too can be a magician. You already are, my dear friend. You already are. You just need to find out within. You just need to work on your own time and energy. Okay, so it is said that great things never come from comfort zone. You see, when we sit comfortable sitting, we can't get anything, is it? We are not going to get anything when we are just sitting.
So, like when I say that I have so many things to do, I have so many things to accomplish, and just I keep on sitting. That is the job of many of the students. I will tell you one small story on that. There was a student. This story I have read in, I guess, in fourth standard. When I was in fourth standard, I read this story that there was a student, and he wanted to get all the knowledge of the world like Kalidas. Have you heard about Kalidas? It is said that Kalidas just took a book, and he just kept on turning the pages, and he got the knowledge of the whole book because he got some blessings from Ma Kali, and he was able to get the knowledge of the whole book that he could turn on that day. So that was Kalidas. So this boy also thought that I can also get knowledge of the whole world, like all the sort of sages and saints, those who have learned so much in their life. And what he did, he started worshipping Lord Vishnu, so that the Lord will come and will bless him with all the knowledge of the world. So he started like doing sort of tapasya near a beach. And at that time, the Lord Vishnu saw him and he said, "Oh my God, what has happened to this child? He wants to get everything without even doing anything. Like you want to get the fruits without sowing the seed." So it's not natural, no? So the God was thoughtful and he came disguised as a Brahmin. And he stood in front of that boy who was doing that sort of tapasya to get the blessings from the Lord. What this Lord Vishnu started to do, he took a fist of sand and kept on putting in the sea water. This boy was looking at him. What is this Brahman doing? For so long, he was just taking sand. Since morning till evening, this Brahman was doing the same thing, taking a fistful of sand and dropping it in the water, fistful of sand and dropping it into the water. Now this boy couldn't resist, and he went to him and he asked, "What are you doing? I have been looking at you since morning, and I see that you are just putting the sand in that water. How does it make any difference?" So this man, or you should say, Lord Vishnu said that, "Look, it's some sort of magic that I'm trying to play. With this fistful of sand that I'm putting it into the sea, I'm going to build a bridge." Okay, so this boy was like, "Oh my God, what are you going to do? Will that really happen?" So Vishnu said that, "You are also doing the same thing, I guess, isn't it? You too want to be blessed with all the knowledge of the world by just standing and praying to the Lord. Will that ever happen?" And then that light bulb lighted in the mind of this little boy, and he understood what the Lord was telling. He got the point that he cannot get all the knowledge of the world without coming out from his comfort zone. He needs to sit, he needs to be patient, and then only he can learn anything that he wants. So we'll never know our full potential unless we put ourselves to find it. Now, this is the thing, like sometimes a few of the students say, "Ma'am, I can't do this. Ma'am, I'm so weak at this subject. Ma'am, this is not for me. I'm not capable of," look, all these sort of incapabilities you are talking about, that's all in your mind. So you have all the potential. You know what is the best compliment of all the parents for their kids? They say that, "Dear teacher, my child has a lot of potential. He can do so many things, but he's not able to do that." Isn't it? You might have heard saying the same thing said by your parents as well, who say that my child has a lot of potential, but he's not able to do that. So what to be done? You need to immerse within and find out all the thing that is lying within. Take it out, start working on them, isn't it? So start pushing yourself. Have you seen people exercising? Like you're doing 2 sit-ups for a day and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired." Then 10 sit-ups a day, and then again you are saying, "Oh my God, I'm tired." And then also, if we can make you do 10 more sit-ups, you will be able to do. So you can push yourself and do more and more. Maybe the next day you can do 25, next day you can do 100 as well. Not next day, but maybe after a week or 10 days you can do 100, and you say, "Oh my God, still I'm not feeling any pain." So that's the way how we can push ourselves to do whatever we want, isn't it? So yes, of course, you can push yourself to move ahead, to do better in your life. Now, it is hard to get what you have never asked for. So at first you need to ask, at first you need to plan. You need to find out what's your dream, what do you really want to accomplish, because whatever you want to accomplish, you will be putting your time and energy to that thing only. So you might have seen a few of your friends who are really so studious, such a good reader. You also name them a bookworm, because every time they're stuck to book, and then you have to tell, "Oh my God, give me some time, talk with me for some time." And that child will say, "Oh, look, just a minute, please let me complete." And that minute will be again an hour again, isn't it? So this is how, because for that child, it is to accomplish that particular thing that is more important. That child is giving priority to that knowledge. So whatever is your priority, like for you, if you think that your book is there and along with that book you have your mobile phone, so it's up to you to what you are giving your priority. You'll be giving the priority to that thing which you think is going to benefit you. Okay, so generally people go for temporary benefits. Okay, so at that time you are feeling so good when you are playing some game, you are surfing online, you are going through any social media app, and then you feel pleased by all the likes and comments. So that's the general attitude of every human being. Now you have to find out that what you can do so that you can leave it. There should be no option at all. Yes, of course, it is very lucrative, it is very tempting to go through all these things whenever we are free, whenever we are bored, but keep it aside. Engage yourself with so many things that you are not getting distracted with all these things. Okay, then at present you have to just take the same notebook once again, where you have taken all the things in the beginning, that where you are giving your time and where you are not giving your time. So now what you have to write over there, all the things that you have to do in a year. Take your time and write everything that you want to accomplish in the whole year. Whatever you want to do, just write in that. Okay. So after you have written everything that you want to do in a year, but be very careful. What do you want to accomplish? Maybe it is like you are in 9th or 10th grade and you want to get in the toppers list. That is the wish of most of the students, where they want to be in the toppers list. But I never recommend any of the student to go for that thing. I tell them that if you are getting 86, 96%, 86% is now, so just hope to get more than that. Scale yourself from that level where you already are. So that is moving up, not competing with anyone else. You might be better than all the other students, but within you, you feel that you can do better than that, isn't it? So you have to find out within you that how you can do better from what you are already doing. So in 1 year, you see, 1 year is a very long time. No, we'll talk about that later on as well. So in that whole 1 year, what all things are there that you really want to accomplish? Maybe you can say that I want to, if you are interested in music, I want to compose at least 2 songs. I want to write at least 12 essays. Okay, that's your wish. You see, it's all up to you what you are going to accomplish by the end of a year. What you want to receive from your personal self, your own self, all these kind of accomplishments. Then what are the things that you want to do for your parents, your friends, all your relatives? What are the things that you want to do for anyone else? Okay, so all these things that's there in your mind, you can just jot it down in the piece of paper, in the notebook that you have taken right now. That's the first thing. Okay, now once you have already got a viewpoint that this is all the kind of luxuries, all the kind of things that you want in your life later on, so how are you going to work for them
later on? Okay, how will you make that in, divide it into 12 different months, because in a year we have 12 months. So in 1 month, how much you are going to do, in the other month, how much you will be doing. So you divide it and find out that how much you will be covering in just 1 month. Okay, this month, this coming month. Then next one again will be like all the things that you are going to do in a week, and then whatever you are going to do in the whole week, you have to come back to a day, and from a day you can come back to an hour. Now you will say, oh my God, what are you telling? In a minute? What can I complete in a minute? There is nothing that I can do in a minute. Is that so? Do you really think that you can't do anything in just 1 minute? There are many things. You might have heard that a few people, just for a few seconds, they miss the train. Like if you have caught even the local train or any train, you reach the station and you find that the train has started moving, isn't it? So this is within seconds you have missed the train. Now, if you talk about, like I'm talking about second also, like every second, how much you are breathing in and then breathing out, that process is going on. Your heartbeat, which is working on its own. So you see that so many things are happening in just 1 second or 1 minute, isn't it? So interesting it is. So how important every second is. If you have read the poem by Rudyard Kipling, If poem, there you will find that he has said that, dear son, he has written a letter to his son in the form of a poem. And he tells him all the kind of things that his son should do so that he can be a perfect man. And in that, one of the things that he says is, once you utilize each and every second of a minute, then you will be the owner of this earth, my dear son. Yes. So this is how, when you know that every second how you are going to do it, maybe in 1 minute you can solve one problem, but there are some problems, for general knowledge questions, for some MCQ questions, you get just 12 seconds for one question. How interesting it is. Just 12 seconds for one question. You blink and the question is gone. So you have to be very quick. How are you going to practice even in second, that in 3 seconds how much question you are solving, in 5 seconds how much question you are solving, which kind of question you are solving in 1 second, what circle, like you can make a circle in just 1 second, no, how you make a perfect circle, how big circle you can make in 1 second, all these things you can find out and you can work on it. It's all up to you. So this is your whole planning, on which we'll be talking about in the next part of this session. Okay. So like you see here, you have all these kind of workload, everything that you have to do in the whole 24 hours in which we have sleep. You see, sleep for maximum hours you do, 8 hours. Then yes, school, you can say that school and school work and sleep are of equal strength. Still sleep, and then after you get time from school and school work, you give time to your family or friends. Then after you get time from them, then you give some time to physical activity, which is very important, you know. So you definitely need to take out some time for physical activities to be energetic, to be fit, both mentally and physically. Okay, so that's the reason you need to give some time for physical activities as well. Then your hobbies, which will make you peaceful, happy, and more energetic. That's like watering yourself, like you water the plants, no, and make them flourish, grow greener, and bloom flowers. Similarly, when you are giving time to your hobbies, that takes a little time and gives you more and more time. That's the effect of all the kind of thing that you do which you love to do. Okay, and then comes your me time. Me time means interacting with yourself, thinking about yourself, exploring yourself, what I am, how I am, what do I want, all the kind of planning and these things that you do where you are just talking with yourself, not thinking about anyone else. That's your me time. So take out time for that as well. So this is all the kind of pyramid that we have, stating that how much time you have to give for what thing. Okay, now as in the beginning also we talked about that we have just 24 hours in a day, and out of those 24 hours, 8 hours almost we have already given to sleep. Okay, we say that for teenagers like 12 years to 18 years, almost 8.5 hours of sleep is required. Okay, and after that, like after 18 years like us, if for 8 hours or even 7.5 hours is more than enough. But for students like you, for teenagers, it is almost 8 to 8.5 hours which is required to sleep. So that time we have omitted, and then you get time for other things, that is 16 hours, that is called productive hour is 16. Why 16 hours? Because again, out of 16 you have given that 8 hours to sleep. Now out of 16 you have 8 hours of school and 8 hours of rest, that you can say. Okay, rest means not just resting time where you have already slept for 8 hours. It's not that resting time, it's rest amount of time that you have, that is 8 hours, that is 480 minutes, that is 28,800 seconds. So much of time you have got for yourself. But you will say, oh, it is not just for myself. No, I have to do so many things in that time. Yes, of course. You see that what things you can do in that time. It's all up to you. So weekdays, if you take this 8 hours, out of that, all 8 into 5, we can say 40 hours. And in weekends, we have just considered, instead of 8 hours, because I have mentioned here 20 hours, so 5 into 2, 5 hours you are just taking in weekends. Then so all 40 plus 20 is 60 hours, and out of 60 hours you have got this minute and seconds converted into minutes and seconds. So in months we have 12 months, 365 days, and if you calculate this productive hour, that is average, we have taken 8.5 hours. So 8.5 into 365, and that becomes this much of time. Okay, you see that how much of time you have really been gifted with. Every day you are getting 8.5 hours, isn't it? Average we have taken, you see, 60 hours we have including the whole week and the day. So that 60 hours again we have divided with 7, that is 8.5 hours, total 8.5 hours. So you can even take it as 8 hours. So still you see that how much time you have got. Now, how are you going to distribute it for your assignments, your friends, your physical activities, your leisure time, your me time, whatever time, how you are going to divide that prioritizing, no one else can help you. As I said you, if you have your textbook, your some hobbies staying by, your mobile phone, all the things are there in front of you. You are the best judge to prioritize and find out that what is more important for you at the same moment. Even your parents will come and they will say, why are you spending so much of time on the mobile, on the laptop? Why are you not reading? Why are you not writing? And you will be like, oh, to show them, you will just take the book, turn on one page, look at that for some time, and then again when they will pass away, they are passed, you are free to open the same thing that you love to, isn't it? So this is what generally the students do, the kids do. So yes, of course, when you prioritize and you find out that what is important for you and what is unimportant for you, you are getting your achievements, whatever you have chosen. Like a few of you will say that I'm playing video game and earning in that. Do that. If you really think that you can make a career in that, you can move ahead in that, go ahead. Give your whole time, energy, everything that you want, but be aware that whatever you are choosing, that will frame your destiny, and then later on you cannot come back into the same stage and take another decision. If you have read the poem by Robert Frost, Road Not Taken, in that he says that once you have chosen one road and started walking on that, you cannot come back and take the other road that you have left. Okay, so you have already decided important and unimportant you have left for a while, important you have chosen, prioritized and moved ahead. Based on that only you will be getting the achievement. Okay, so if you are giving the importance to laziness, sleep, rest, you are giving importance to that obesity, and you will be exploding in that manner, isn't it? So yes, of course, the achievement will be based on what you are giving priority to. Okay, so give priority to the thing that you really want to get in your life. Okay, so here we have a few tips starting from the beginning. Now in the tips you see that set your goals first. Whatever are your goals, you need to go ahead with that. As I said, that fix what you really want to have, like the planning you have prepared. Then prioritize wisely what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what you can postpone and do later. Set a time limit for everything, that if you have to prepare an assignment, how much time you are really giving for that particular assignment. If you have some sort of task assigned, then how long you will take to complete that. All these kind of time limits you have to give. Like you have to prepare one chapter, you have to read one chapter, how long are you going to give that, like how long that will be taking. So you have to just prepare a kind of planning, rough planning. It's not necessary that you said that I will be completing it in 1 hour and you couldn't complete in 1 hour, that's for you a failure. You will come to know, okay, it takes more time, so next time when you are planning, you will be giving it more time. Okay, so this is how you will learn how to set a time limit for anything. It's all about exploration, it's all about doing it and experiencing it. So once you have done it, you will realize, okay, it takes this much time, so I will be allotting this much time for this thing. So it's all up to you. I can't tell you that I take 1 hour to read 10 pages, so you will also take the same time. Okay, so you will have your own time. You have to find out how long you take to write that much, how long time you take to read, to accomplish any job. Okay, now one very important thing, in between we need to take breaks. Here you will say that we are not taking any break, because you see, this is one kind of monotonous lecture you are having. I am speaking, there are no listeners in front of me, that live listeners. So this becomes much more interesting in the live lecture, where we are interacting, where I'm interacting with you, I'm talking with you, you are answering, you're responding. So that becomes much more interesting and you really enjoy much more, isn't it? You will tell, yes, of course you enjoy more, because you're involved. We love anything in which we are involved ourselves, isn't it? So here the thing is, like when you are doing something and your mind is really pressurized, you need to take a little break. So in between you can take small breaks, you can just stand and take a walk and come back. Or what you can do, you can just sip few like take sip have some water and then relax for a moment. So you can take break in any way. You can listen to some music and then relax. Okay, then once you have done everything, your whole setup should be organized. It is said that you don't make those silly mistakes that you talk about when you organize your surrounding. Your everything is set up well, all the things where it should be kept, that is kept on that regular place. Then you are focusing more on what you already have, isn't it? Just imagine everything is disarranged. You have scattered your book, your papers everywhere, and all the things are thrown here and there. So your focus is distracted that, oh my God, how it is kept. So your attention is not that much how it would be when you have erased everything, isn't it? So you can just organize everything well. Even your planning should be organized well. Like the way you are going to complete. Like just now you said that you'll be completing this task first and then the other task. So it is organized in such a manner that you will be able to complete your assignment. It should not be like I'll be exercising in the evening and then I have to meet my friends. But your friends came early and then you didn't get time to exercise. Okay. So you have to organize in such a manner so that you will be able to execute your plan well. Okay, so you have to remove all the distractions. All the distractions means, as I said, when you have your phone in front of you will be distracted again and again whenever any call or any notification is there. You can also get, like, you remove the distraction by just removing all the notification. You should not have any notification so that you are not getting distracted. You can put it on silence mode. Or for you students, actually should not have your mobile phones or social media in front of your study table, so that you can challenge yourself to stay without that for some time, and you will be more and more confident. Your willpower will be also stronger. Okay, so whatever plan you have fixed for yourself, stick to that plan. Okay, and once you are executing the plan, you will get your goals. So that set goals that you have set, now you are getting that. You are getting achievement based on that. Now, there is a time matrix, as I have been talking about important and unimportant job again and again. So, how you are going to prioritize? For that, there is a trick which is shown through this. Like whatever task you think is very important for you. You see, you have important task and an unimportant task. In important task, you can have a completion of assignment, preparing for your examination, or writing task, whatever is important for you that needs to be done at that particular time. Okay, and in unimportant task, you can say, which you can do even later, like you're talking with your friends, or you can say that watching some web series, TV, or getting into social media. So you can consider it as unimportant. Even if you don't do that, there won't be much effect on you. Okay, so how are you going to prioritize them first? So first thing first, what is the first thing which is really urgent? Urgent means now only you have to submit the assignment by 4 p.m. You have to submit an assignment that you have got at 10 a.m. in the morning. What will be your focus? At first you have to complete that important task, and then only you can move on to any other thing. Maybe tomorrow is your exam as well. Okay, you have to prepare for that exam, and today you have to submit that assignment. Both of them are important, but which one is urgent? Completion of this assignment. So you'll complete this assignment, submit it, and then you will sit to prepare for your examination. Both of them are important, but here, which one is urgent? Then comes the things where you think that it looks very urgent, like it should be done now, and it's not important. Like in between, I get a phone call. Okay, it's urgent. I have to receive it now, or it will be disconnected, but it's not important. So what I will do, I will connect with that later. Okay, so we can just reject that and explain it for some time that look, I will be interacting with you later. So all these things can be done for such sort of thing. Then like resist and seize, all the kind of things where you think it is sucking your energy, it is not giving you anything, and just makes you busy. Like once you sit with a game and you think like, I will complete this level, this level, this level, this level, this level, and you feel like, oh my God, so much addicted with that, that you want to accomplish everything in the same game. isn't it? So that's not important, that's not urgent, and still you want to do, because that sort of short tentative gratification that you're getting. So for that reason you just want those hormones to be released and be happy and excited, and you play. So you can resist it, you can seize it once all the other things are done, and you are really like, oh my god, now I have finished everything. Or in break also you can do that. Once I said that if you have heard about Pomodoro technique, that is called taking breaks in between, where any individual can sit for 50 minutes with full concentration, and then you start getting distracted. Okay, so in between, like after the completion of 50 minutes, you can just do anything that you want just for a few seconds, get chilled out, and then come back to the same phase. Okay, so this way you will be more energetic and you can start with the new energy. So avoid procrastination. Now we have seen that how you can avoid procrastination. Like anything that is to be done, you have to prioritize it and finish it at the point where it is to be submitted. Put a time limit to every task, organize task effectively, take time to think and decide that planning that you have done. If you remember, for the yearly planning, monthly planning, then weekly planning, daily planning, in a year, in a day, of how much you are going to do, all these kind of plannings you can do, and you can move ahead. Break big task into smaller ones. This is also very important. Like sometimes it happens you procrastinate considering that it is so difficult, it is his huge task. So what you can do, you can break it down, chunk it down. Okay, maybe you have to prepare a very difficult or new chapter, and you think like, oh my god, I feel sleepy when I start doing that. Break it down. At a time you complete one portion of it and then move ahead. So take breaks, do something else, and then again come back to it. So after you have found a bit of interest in that, then you can start completing it at one go. So just break it into smaller chunks, chunk it down, and then you will find it easier to go ahead with that. Use each and every moment wisely. Wisely means love everything that you do and live that moment. Enjoy that moment. Love what you do and be completely devoted to that. That's really the mool mantra for success. What you do, that should always be loved if you want to get the sort of sense of gratification and any sort of achievement with that. Okay, avoid multitasking. It is recommended that at a time you should not do so many things, though you can arrange them as per your convenience. Like right now I'm interacting with you and I'm also looking at my phone, I'm also waiting for someone. I won't be able to give my best, isn't it? So multitasking here means wherever I am, I have to give my whole attention to that particular thing. I'm exercising, so my whole attention should be there at all the body postures I'm using. Like if you have seen any dancer, whichever classical dance, even in any kind of dance, you see the hand-eye coordination. Where my hand goes, my eyes should move. Okay, wherever my hand moves, wherever I'm looking, so all these kind of gestures make it much more appealing, and that shows that how much focused that dancer is. When you are drawing, when you are sketching, your whole attention should be there, then it will be that perfect shape and structure that you want to. So the same thing goes for anything that you do. You should be focused in anything that you do and pay your full attention, and then you will love it and you'll be devoted to it. Don't try to be anyone else, my dear. You are unique, you are special, you are no one else. You are you yourself. As I am Anupam, I'm no one else, I'm just Anupam. You see, and Anupam means unique, and I keep on telling everyone, hey, don't use a at the end of my name. My name is just Anupam, not Anupama. So that's how I'm proud of my name, you know. So I don't need to be anyone else, I don't want to be like anyone else. So you too can tell yourself that I am myself. I don't need to be anyone else. I'm happy with whatever I am, and I'm working on it to be better version of myself. You see, I want to be the better version of Anupam who was last year. Okay, so that's one thing. And telling that I want to be like any figure. I don't take any name, any figure, though there are many admiring, many idols, many great mentors in my life. Still, I want to be myself. I don't want to emulate So similarly, you can have your own identity. Start seeking it rather than trying to be someone else. Devote time to both mental and physical activities, which is very important. So mental activities means you can play crossword, Sudoku, you can do any artistic work, meditation. These are all mental work. Okay. And then physical activities, in that you can do exercise, yoga, you can even accompany me in Zumba. Okay. So take small breaks and rest, that we discussed in Pomodoro technique. And here, let's end this session today. Thank you so much. I hope that you have enjoyed. You listened to the whole session and it is fruitful to you. In the next session, we'll be talking about energy management. So here we'll be ending the session. Thank you so much. I really wish you all the best. I hope that you'll be able to manage your time well. Have a great time.